month, what is it that you are doing to make sure that the generation after you will get to enjoy the fruits that you didn't get to have? What change are you making to ensure that all that you suffered or all that you had to go through will be of benefit to those who are coming after you?
Hey guys, and welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Kitumeti Ditedu and my surname is spelled Litelu. Thank you guys so much for joining me in yet another video. If you are a new subscriber here, hey, and welcome to the community. And if you are a returning subscriber, welcome back to yet another video. And thank you again for the continued support. Now in today's video, I have a story time. I'm telling you guys about my experience in being prepared. So essentially we can title this video The Importance of Being Prepared. My story about being prepared is all related to this dream that I have, that I plan on attaining, about becoming a speaker. So first of all, I'd like us to define what being prepared is. Okay, so we'll just get to like the technical definition of being prepared, and then I'll give my 2 cents like I always do. So the definition of being prepared, I checked on Google and decided to settle with the Cambridge Dictionary of Being Prepared, and it reads as the state of being ready for something, right? So preparedness, according to the Cambridge Dictionary, states that it is the state of being ready for something. And then for me, my 2 cents on being prepared, I see it as just that, essentially. There's no other way to break it down because it is so simple in its definition and it speaks in large volumes to the concept of being prepared, and it's something that I actually also saw in my own life. So before we go anywhere, you guys already know that I have a question for you, and that question is, what are you preparing for? What state of preparation are you in that will take you to a level that is greater than where you are? What state of preparation are you in that will carry you to that place where you see yourself? So my story time is largely based on, like I said, my intention of becoming a speaker. If you guys remember in my first video, I said I was in a little bit of emotion because I felt some type of regret, but also at the same time I was grateful because I started exactly when I needed to start, right? So looking back, I actually am at a place where I'm like, oh no, actually things happened exactly as they should, right? Because in all those times where I was delaying to start, but still putting in the work, still taking those videos of myself, still speaking on the topics that I would have loved us and will still love us to dissect, I was essentially preparing myself. I was essentially preparing myself for that moment that you guys have seen in the beginning of the clip. And I was essentially preparing myself for that first video, right? I was essentially laying the foundation of what I wanted my channel to become. I was essentially laying the foundation for what I wanted my life to become out of that speaking dream that I had and still have for myself and I'm still pursuing. So it took me sitting down to realize that, hey, every little thing that you do is a contribution towards being prepared. So in my case, all the videos that I had taken were a contribution to being prepared, because with each video the camera shyness was going away. With each video I was developing the confidence to actually sit here and speak so freely, right? Some people just generally ask me, why did you take so long, like when you're so good at this, you know, like you're so confident, how did you get to that point? How did you get to that point? And I'm like, I wasn't always confident. Quite technically, I was the shy girl. If anyone knows me, if you went to school with me, if you've been in my space, you know that I am generally a very shy person. But somehow that shyness just goes away when I start speaking. But nonetheless, that shyness went away because I was actively contributing towards preparing myself for the place that I wanted to be, which is here. And me being here doesn't mean I'm at the final stage where I want to be, but it just means that I'm still actively contributing to that overall vision, to that overall picture that I want for myself. And in saying that, it actually brings me to something that I wanted to highlight, that the importance of being prepared actually allows you to be accountable to your vision. So in your state of preparation, you're actually aiming for what it is that you really want. And I was just thinking to myself the other time, and I'm like, actually, being prepared, I could link it to a business SWOT analysis, right? The SWOT analysis being the S standing for strengths, the W standing for weakness, the O standing for opportunities, and the T being threats. So I was like to myself, oh, actually, some of these business concepts are actually quite useful in personal development, because once you conduct a SWOT analysis on yourself, you're essentially helping yourself in your preparation stage, because once you're preparing, you're able to constructively criticize yourself, and you're able to actually identify your strengths, right? You're able to identify your weaknesses, you're able to identify opportunities, and that's the big thing for me. My state of preparation led me to taking charge of the opportunities that I saw. I'll get a little bit more into that. And then the T being threats. Now, the T one is a little bit tricky for me. Please do comment down below and let me know, how would you relate the T being threats to overall personal development. So, but here's what I think the T could stand for. The T could be very much linked to the weakness, right? The threats that are prohibiting you from getting to where you want to be, the traits about yourselves that you don't like, or the traits about yourself that don't actually serve where you want to be at a later place in your life. Now, having seen that we have gotten all the technicals out of the way, I want to mainly focus on the opportunity side of it, you guys. So, speaking about how my first video on how, I had a little bit of regret here and there, but now I'm appreciating it. I'm actually becoming more and more grateful for those tapes of myself that I took but never actually posted, right? Because it helped me really aim for what I wanted. See, thing about constant development and being in a state of preparation is that you allow your vision to get clear. You get to handpick what you want to align yourself with, right? So in my state of preparation, I had a lot of time to think, like the way I was speaking, was I really saying what I really wanted to say? Was it really coming across? And if I said it in a room full of people, how would they potentially receive it? Am I saying it how I want them to receive it? Am I putting my heart and soul into it? Is it something that actually resonates with me, in order to get that response that I want? Those kind of questions. So recently we had a Women's Day event at school. It was on the 19th of August, right? And so, sometimes you can just feel it in you that something's gonna change, like something is really gonna be different. And okay, cool. I was getting ready and I was just happy. I was just really, really happy. I'm a happy person, yes, sometimes, but that day the happiness was just on a different level. Okay, cool. I was happy, and I sat there, and I just felt something different, right? As everyone was speaking, I'm listening to what everyone is saying, but at the back of my mind, I'm like, girl, you need to say something. And I'm trying to downplay the feeling of having to get up and say something. So I say to the lady next to me, shout out to Ntombi, she actually helped me. I'm like, I actually want to say something. She's like, yeah, you actually should, Robin. So I'm like, but I don't have network. I can't text ma'am and tell her that I want to actually get up there and say something. She's like, no, it's okay. I'll text her for you. At that point, I was like, yo, what did I get myself into? So she actually does text ma'am to let her know that I want to say something, right? And there was a brief second where ma'am actually made eye contact with me. Shout out to Miss Diana Letswalo for actually allowing me to speak, because honestly, it was a spontaneous thing. But you know what? I know I'm diverting a little bit from the story, but let me just say this. I cannot stress the importance of being prepared. You can never really know what you are preparing yourself for, but once you're familiar with the content that you want to get out, once you're familiar with the information that you want to get out, and you prepare, like you just prepare in general, it will come in handy. Like for me with this particular event, I didn't really sit down and say, oh no, I'm actually preparing for a Women's Day speech or something like that. No, it is actually something that came into my heart last year, what I spoke about. It's something that came into my heart last year. I had actually written it down in my journal, right? And it's amongst the videos that I had filmed but never really made it. So it just didn't feel right to post it at the time. And so being in that room allowed me the opportunity to just scan the room, right? Allowed me the opportunity to just see what content or what information that I had prepared was relevant for that particular moment. And it was that. The topic in general that I had written in my journal last year was not specifically for women, right? It was in general. I was actually posing a question of accountability to us, both male and female, about understanding our importance of being the foundation of future generations that are to stem from us. I remember I even made the analogy of us being the trunks and the future generations coming from us being the branches. What are the branches going to get when it's autumn time? Are the branches going to still be intact? Or is it just going to be like a real autumn where every single thing falls off? And all that to say, what is the foundation that you're laying for the generations that are to come after you? So when I got to the room, I saw that it was a room filled with women, right? And women, like I said in the clip, or like you will hear in the clip that is to come, women are essentially the trunks. Women in every single family, in every single generations, are who actually lay the foundation, right? And I'm not taking this away from the men as well, but I'm just saying, because the women are the ones who give birth, they are the ones who contribute, as well as the men, to instilling habits, to instilling principles, that I saw it fit to speak about that particular role of accountability in our generations for that event, right? And so just to get that out of the way. Now I've lost my train of thought. Moving on to the story, Ma'am was like, yeah, you can come. So in that moment, you guys, in that moment, I am shivering. In that moment, I whip out my phone, I go to my notepad, and I'm trying to write down key points, like the key points that I'm trying to cover. And in that moment, I'm just like, Lord, please just help me say all that is relevant. Please help me say all that you want me to say and what you want to get out to your people. And that was it. And I just said to myself, you know what? There's no point in trying to write down these key points when someone else is speaking, because I need to make sure that I acknowledge what the previous person said, and I need to make sure that I link what the previous person said to what I'm about to say, just so that it gels in. Even though it was a spontaneous thing, it had to gel in. Okay, cool. I stop fiddling with my phone essentially, and then the previous speaker goes off, and then it's my turn. Okay, it's my turn. I go up and my voice is shaking, and I remembered what I said in the previous video, or in my first video rather, that I will do it shaking, I will do it scared, but I will still do it. And that's exactly what I did. And it was so, like, guys, it felt so surreal. Glory to God is all I can say, because wow, he's really doing wonders through me. I still can't watch that video and finish it without stopping, because I look at it and I'm like, is this really me? Did I really get up there and say all that I said? Because I would have never thought that I would be able to do that. Seeing that I'm shy, seeing that I was a girl that kept to herself. Yes, that's a better way of putting it. I was a girl that kept to herself. For me to have felt the urge to get up and say something, and have taken the opportunity and have delivered on what I wanted to do, all because of being prepared, just took me back. And so, standing there and speaking, my voice is shaking. I am nervous, but I say another quick prayer and I'm like, Lord, please just help me. Please just give me the strength. Please just ground me. Ground me in everything that you want me to say. And all of a sudden, I can make eye contact. I'm standing there and I'm looking at every single person as I'm speaking. And I'm like, what? Is this me? Because I promise you guys, when I was younger, concerts, I would just be here. School choir, I would just be here. And I sang in the school choir. I participated in concerts. Okay, well, primary, you don't have a choice. But I would always be here. And then when we got to high school, I didn't want any of that. Inter-house drama, no, mark me absent. Drama productions for the year, nope. I wouldn't even go and audition. Nope, I just didn't want people looking at me. I didn't want people to see me. And even in classroom speeches, no. I would get up and I would speak, but I'd be shy and I would make very minimal eye contact. So for me, it was like a full-on blossoming moment. For me, I was like, oh Lord, is this what you're doing? I was so excited. And just, standing there and speaking, like it almost felt as if I couldn't even hear myself speaking. That's why I tried so hard to actually listen to that video to hear what I was saying, because it felt like I wasn't speaking. I don't know if that makes sense, but it just felt like I was there, I was talking, but I have no memory of what it is or what it was that I was saying. And just standing there and seeing so many people nod their heads, so many people, looking so attentive at what I was saying, I was like, wow, God, this is you. There is no way. There is no way. This is you. And I praise God for that, because whoa, I still feel some way talking about it, because it is still so surreal. But I am grateful for the experience and I would definitely do it again. And I am open to more opportunities that are to come. And I just want to talk about how it felt for me, the glory that I got to experience, God's glory that I got to experience at the end of preparation, or halfway through preparation, because I am still in my preparation process. It's just so mind-blowing and heartwarming and humbling to know that your purpose is not based on the person that you are, like the quality traits that you possess. In my case, I would say I'm a shy person. Okay, I was a shy person. I'm a quiet person, right? But that quiet girl still did that. That quiet girl, God still used her for what He wanted at the moment that He knew was the right time for her to show off what she's been doing behind closed doors. So it's essentially like that for everyone. That act of preparation that you're doing, even though it seems like, there's no way that it may happen, even though it seems or it feels like you've been doing this for a very long time, but there is essentially no light at the end of the tunnel. Keep doing it, because once you do it, the outcome from that is exactly what you've been missing all the past few years, or missing all the past few years, because everything is intentional and everything happens just as it should. Instead of looking at your preparation process and trying to measure it against the number of years that you've been doing it, or the faith that you have, look at it from a point of excelling in what it is that you're going to do once that one opportunity comes. And like I said, the whole SWOT analysis on a personal level, the importance of being prepared really is, I would say, the key ingredient to excellence. I just remember the state of excitement that I was in, and that is a moment that everyone really deserves to feel. That is a moment of joy, of fulfillment, and just that's the best way I can put it. And that moment that is very pivotal in showing you that there's more to life. Life still can be sweet. Life still can be rewarding only if, like I said in my other video, you discard all that is holding you back. If you discard that voice that is holding you back. And how do you go against that voice? By preparing religiously, continuously, consistently. Prepare, because only you know what it is that you want, only you know your capabilities. And if you do conduct that SWOT analysis, you'll be able to gain a deeper understanding of yourself, a deeper understanding of the kinds of opportunities that you feel like are for you. Just to sum up this video and highlight the key points that I believe um, reflect the importance of being prepared. So being prepared, we can essentially say, is the key to a sustainable and consistent life in whatever it is that you want. In being prepared, you know what is for you. Like I said, the biggest advantage for me of being prepared is that it held me accountable to my vision, right? The biggest benefit for me in being prepared is that it helped me pick what I felt like was relevant, what I felt like was a room that I needed and deserved to be in, and deserved to leave an impact in the people who were within the same room. So those are the two things that for me I would say are the key benefits of being prepared, just to keep you in line with what it is that you want, what it is that you see for yourself. Being prepared and exposing yourself to those places that you want to be in is, I would say, the key ingredients and the recipe to the best tasting cake of fulfillment. That's all that I have for you today. Now, in closing, of course, I'll leave you guys with a question, and that is, what are you preparing for? What state of readiness are you getting ready for? And what do you think is the importance of being prepared? If you have a testimony like mine, and please do feel free to comment down below and let us know what being prepared has done for you. And how do you feel after that? How did you feel once that moment of breakthrough came for you? Thank you so much for watching my video. I hope that you enjoyed it. So if you haven't already, please do subscribe to my channel and like this video if you found it useful, and also comment down below on any key points that you would like to share with us. Please also don't forget to turn on your notification bell so that you can get notified whenever I post a new video. And if you'd like to engage with me on social media, you can find me on Facebook at Kitumeti Ditedu, and also on Instagram at ditedu_k, as it's written on the screen. Thank you guys so much, and I hope you enjoy the little treat of the clip that I have at the end for you. I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.
I just wanted to pose a question to everyone and ask if we really know and understand the power that we have as women. Thank you, Ma, for that talk. It was very inspiring, and I believe it will help us all in our younger ages and those coming after us to make better decisions about ourselves and our futures. But my question is mainly based on understanding our power in terms of a family setting. I always say to myself that women are really great people. Women give birth to us. Women set the tone and the standards. And I say that because I look at all the values that we follow in our lives, and everything that each one of us do or implement in our lives is because of women. The women before us set the values and the principles that we live by today. And that is why I say to you all, if we understand the power that we have as women. I say that because I see us as women, every one of us sitting in here, to be the trunks of our generations. The trunks that set the tone for the values and the principles that we want to live by, and we want others in our future, in our lineage, to live by. So I wanted to ask you guys on this Women's Month, what is it that you are doing to make sure that the generation after you will get to enjoy the fruits that you didn't get to have? What change are you making to ensure that all that you suffered or all that you had to go through will be of benefit to those who are coming after you? I just, in closing, wanted us to have like an introspection session to motivate ourselves and to really find our purpose. Why do we do certain things that we do? Is it really serving us, or are we easily swayed into different directions because of what we see in society? Is what you're doing what you really want to do, or are you doing it because your friend does it? Is what you're doing something that really speaks to you and speaks to your purpose? Or are you doing it because it's what's enjoyable for the moment? Because I want us as women to realize the power that we have in society and in our families, right? And to realize that whatever seed that you plant today will have a consequence tomorrow, whether it's a good thing or whether it's a bad thing. It's okay, we don't have to put our struggles on display or try and seek sympathy from others, but what are you doing from the depth of your heart that really speaks to what you want in your life, to what you want to leave in your generation as the trunk of your generation?